Well, good morning. We've got Nasir Memon on the line from NYU Polytech, and he's going to tell us a little about what's going on over at NY Poly's National Cybersecurity Awareness Week. All right, Nasir, why don't you take it away?
Hi, John. Yeah, I'm happy to say that we this Friday we had our award ceremony of the Cybersecurity Awareness Week. As you know, we've been conducting this event for about 8 years now. This was the eighth year of the event. It's a national event now. When we started, it was basically restricted to New York City, but this year we had 1,000 students from around the country participate. It's a very sort of student-oriented event. It consists of a series of challenges in cybersecurity, and students, any student in the United States is allowed to compete in the event. So we sort of have a series of elimination rounds for each of the events that takes place in October and September, October being the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And then at the end of October, we have the finals, where students, the finalists in each event are brought to New York City, to NYU Poly, and there's one last leg of the competition where they all sort of take part in, and the winners are announced. So that finals event was this Friday, and we had a great event.
Okay. Anything else? Is this going to go on next year as well?
Uh, yes, I hope so. We had a lot of positive feedback. As you know, the event is sponsored by a few companies like AT&T and Access Data and Lucent Government Systems and BAE and companies like that.
And how do companies get involved with this, NASA, or if they're interested in getting more information next year?
They should send me an email, memon@poly.edu, or they should go to the website of CSAW. That is www.poly.edu/CSAW, CSAW. And there is information on there as to how companies can get involved. And what companies really end to gain from this is there are about 200 students on campus on that day. And these are sort of the best of the best. So, for example, for Capture the Flag event, which had more than 100 teams participate in the elimination rounds, the best 10 undergraduate teams were invited to New York City. They all were here physically, so about 40 students. There are 4 members in each team, and these so the companies get to meet these 40 students, and they have a potential sort of to recruit them or make them aware of their own cybersecurity activities. And so there are like 200 students who are passionate about security that they get to meet. And the sponsorship mainly is used to pay for the travel and room and board. So we pay these students to come over to New York City. By pay, I mean that we pay their costs. We fly them over, we put them up in a hotel for 2 nights, and so they're here for the event.
All right, so that sounds good. So let me ask you this: you've got a core of 200 students that participate in this particular event, correct?
That's right.
Okay, and
in the finals, overall, more than 1,000 students participate.
1,000 students. So that it sounds like it's a greater part of the population over at Polytech, which is where I was kind of headed. You know,
Oh no!
so
So these
much
students
of what.
are from all over the country. So, for example, for the Capture the Flag competition, we had more than 100 students from all over the country. The winning team this year was a team called PPP1 from Carnegie Mellon, and surprisingly, the second place team was a team called PP2 from Carnegie Mellon as well. And the third place team was a team from RPI, called RPI Sec. So, in fact, out of the 12, there were 5 events, and out of the 15 winning events, I think NYU Poly was only in 2 of the winning teams. So it's a very national event.
Oh, well, see that's the part I didn't really understand. So part of what I was trying to wrap my arms around is so much of this awareness that we do during the month of October. We're just wondering how much of it bleeds into the entire population of these colleges and universities that participate. We understand the security practitioners and the students that have an interest in the cybersecurity end would get involved in this. But we're just wondering how much of the overall security message gets out to the broader community. Those English majors and some of the other folks that are out there, and that certainly is one of the areas. But the Capture the Flag, I didn't realize that the Capture the Flag event that you had was going on throughout the country. I think that's very encouraging.
Not only that, John, we also have a forensics challenge, which is for high school students. And again, hundreds teams from around the country participated from 15 different states. And the winning team was from Massachusetts, the second team from Maryland, and the third one from New Jersey. The winning team was Wellesley High School from Massachusetts. The team that came in second was Poolsville High School from Poolsville, Maryland, and the third was High Tech High School from Lincroft, New Jersey. So, again, very, very exciting. So, addressing your question, I don't know how much we do end up reaching the broader sort of population. At NYU Poly, we are engineering school, so there are no English majors here.
Well, yes.
But on that day, we do create a buzz on campus. I mean, so we basically take over the campus in some sense. Everybody in campus is aware, and we had a keynote speaker from the Department of Homeland Security at the award ceremony, and the award ceremony was attended by more than 300 students, which also included Poly students. So, including the finalists and students of that sort.
Yeah.
So I think we do at least across our campus reach out and touch most of the population.
Well, that sounds very, very encouraging, and I'm sure if you had 1,000 students at one point or another at Poly that were involved in this, hopefully the other schools drummed up the same amount of interest so that the students that are matriculating through these programs, just by their own social networking will, be talking to others about what they're involved in, the importance of cybersecurity awareness and the importance of securing personal data and things of those natures. The things that you and I probably discuss, numerous times during the regular week of any particular month during the year. And that's I think where all our mutual concerns are, so that the students really understand the importance of security at many, many different levels.
Right. And you got to the heart of it, John. That's one of the sort of missions of CSAW. We want these students to sort of meet each other, get to know each other, form the friendships and relationships that will take them forward. They all have a passion for security, and they will create the network that will take them forward as they pursue their passion. And these students will be the ones who will defend our nation's infrastructure tomorrow. So it's good that they all get to know each other at this point, and in a very healthy, competitive sort of spirit, learn from each other and form these bonds that will take them forward. And we see that happening every year.
Yeah, it's very encouraging to hear that you've got this forensic challenge going on with the high school students. That, I think, is, well, from my perspective, a little scary, but also good to know that they are indeed engaging, and that's the important part, that they're engaging, that they're well supervised and managed, and that they're getting involved in these programs. I think that's all very encouraging.
It's amazing, because the challenge was not easy. You may know Eric Thompson. He's the founder of Access Data and the CTO. It's the largest forensics company in the world today, perhaps. He was the chief judge for the event, and basically he saw the finals, and they had the students had 4 hours to do a forensics analysis, solve the mystery or whatever, and write up a report also. And he said, you know what, most forensics investigators I know may not have done such a great job, and these are high school students. It's just amazing how talented they are. And how they have learned this. I spoke to their high school teachers who came along with them. They need to have their teachers along with them, as you know. And they said, well, the students learn these things mostly on their own. It's just amazing and very encouraging to see this kind of talent that we have in our high schools and the interest that we have.
I certainly appreciate it. Thank you for taking time out.